Well, hello, my friends. I am here with Paulette Monthei. She is the Executive Director of Outlook Enrichment. Paulette, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and share about what we do here at Outlook Enrichment.
Well, let's just talk a little bit about you, if you don't mind. Can we get a little personal and kind of find out who you are? And, as I understand, you're legally blind. And so kind of give us your background.
Um, my eye condition is genetic. I was actually born totally blind and had cataract removal surgery at 5 and 6 months, one in each eye. And have maintained some usable vision since then. It's been fairly steady. But in my family, it's genetic. So both of my parents are visually impaired. And I have one sibling who's also visually impaired with cataracts. And now, as my family has aged, we're starting to see an emergence of glaucoma emerging in our family that they are watching me for at this time.
And I don't want to use the word typical, but I don't know what other word to use. Is that when you have that running in your family, is that something to be expected then, I would take?
And it depends on the etiology and what the eye condition specifically is, depending upon what the cause of the initial vision loss was. So in some families, there may be a predisposition. In some ethnicities, there is some predisposition. With the data that we have available, with African Americans, there tends to be a predisposition for cataracts, and with some Hispanic populations, there tends to be a predisposition for retinitis pigmentosa.
Okay. Well, I do want to mention too, the last time that we chatted, which was in the spring, I believe, and we had a conversation. And at that time, you were the Outlook Enrichment Program Manager, but you are now the Executive Director of this organization.
Yeah, that was a big change. Enrichment's been going through a lot of change over the last year. I was brought on initially last July as the program manager because of my experience and knowledge. And Outlook Enrichment is now the third organization for the blind that I have worked for. Previously, I was the executive director of the Center for Deafblind Persons in Milwaukee. And so I bring a lot of the knowledge that I've acquired from working with different positions with me. And I've been in the field for over 25 years. So it's given me a lot of knowledge in a wide variety, whether it's teaching methodologies or how to outreach to the community. And so Donna Allman, who was our previous executive director, she resigned earlier in the year to attend to some family members that she were having some health related issues with. And so I stepped into the position in May.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, because that's the executive director of any organization is, it's just a huge responsibility. And you also have the passion to be in that position. So let's talk about Outlook Enrichment and what is the mission?
Our mission is really the focus on the individual and giving the skills and tools they need to reach their own goals and objectives. So we don't have a cookie cutter template for anybody who walks through the door. The focus is on what their heart's desire is. If they're wanting to learn how to be more independent in their home, and that could mean learning how to cook independently, for example, or how to take public transportation to get from one place to another, and doing that themselves. We call them the aha moments. You know, everybody has to have some aha moments when it starts clicking into place on small successes that lead towards independence.
Yeah. And let's just talk a little bit. What is the prevalence of vision loss in our community? I mean, I'll just leave it at that for now.
When we look at it nationally, it's about 1 in 4 Americans across their lifespan will experience some form of vision loss. And when we say vision loss, that could be they're starting to struggle with cataracts, they could be starting to struggle with glaucoma, or they may have, as they age, there's a lot of age-related eye conditions as somebody ages that somebody may have. So a lot of our consumers are in that 50 and over age range, but we still have youth programming. On average, across the state of Nebraska, over the last 15 years, we've seen about 800 to 830 students come out of the school districts every year that have some form of vision loss. And that could be combined with other disabilities too. So our team has to really be knowledgeable on both vision, but in addition to other disabilities, especially looking at the aging population that we serve.
And let's just talk a little bit about the Outlook Enrichment programs.
We offer a wide range of services, and we added a lot of new programs this last fall at the height of COVID.
Yeah.
We did not experience a lot of change in our programming. Some of our programs went to virtual offerings. So we offer adaptive technology training, and that can be anything from learning how to use an iPhone or a computer device, iPad, different things, and what types of adaptive tech are available, how to make it accessible, what kinds of apps are out there that can make things like independent living more accessible to the person. We offer independent living skills training. Those are virtual classes we offer once a month, and those range right now from anything from how to safely cook in the kitchen to labeling homes to wardrobe care and how do I make sure that my shirt's matching my socks or pants. We also offer a wide variety in recreational and cultural activities, and that's our youth and adult programs. And some of the youth programs, they get the opportunity to experience things from downhill skiing to rock wall climbing and a variety of other activities in between, from fishing to adaptive tandem bike rides, for example. In our adult programming, we try to have a nice balance of things that might be reoccurring fitness exercises and activities such as CrossFit. We're doing an adaptive belly dance class coming up this month.
Yeah, I love that.
So, it really varies. So we try to bring the culture in with it.
Yeah.
And then we do art programming. And the art program has done everything from the spring we did adaptive soap making. So it gives a whole wide feel of texture and smell and, just the overall experience. And then having something nice they can show family members that we did this, I did this. And we've done painting in the park and other activities. So we've added the independent living skills classes are new this year. And we offering advocacy 101 because it's important to have self-advocacy skills, whether it's talking to an employer or someone else. And we also added a weekly support group that I facilitate to talk about issues of vision loss. Whether you're a longtime person with vision loss or new to vision loss, there's something in the group for you.
Yeah, I'm looking on your website right now too, and looking at the different things that you offer, and it's just it's important, and I think it's also you sometimes we take for granted that your vision, it's just always there, and whether whether you haven't had it from a very young age or at birth, or whether it happens in your lifetime and it goes away, there's something that it's just so important to have these additional resources available, and you guys just do such a great job. And that kind of also brings me to the event that's coming up in November that is something I've attended before and that you've done for years. But
the event this year is going to be slightly different
yep,
than
yep.
what we have done in the past. It's not going to be as formal as what we have done in the past.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. Yeah.
So, and it's kind of a very different stint. So we hope it will be really an engaging experience. The thought is having a wide variety instead of just focusing on the dessert in the dark kinds of aspects of it, to let the people who are engaging in the event really see that vision loss is not just black and white. And when we talk about vision loss, a lot of people, if you ask them, they'll immediately think it's not somebody like me who's low vision, but somebody who's totally blind. So we're trying to bring ideas to the event that will have a wide variety and illustrate a wide variety of vision loss. Our speaker this year is totally different. We have Nick Mullins, who is actually a visually impaired skateboarder, nationally known skateboarder, who is going to be the guest speaker. And he will be demonstrating some of these techniques that he's using and to show his skill sets to the participants. And so the venue is going to be designed around this. So we're doing a street night feel. So it's a kind of a day in the life of somebody who might be visually impaired and some of the experiences throughout the course of the day that they may encounter. So for example, there might be a construction zone set that somebody has to navigate using our simulated goggles, or ideas on how somebody who's visually impaired might see a menu board from across the room, or visiting our cocktail section and saying, here's the menu, and it might be a change in the print size or blurred. So just to give people a wider understanding that visually impaired people are out in the community. They are doing the same kinds of things you're doing on a daily basis, but they may see it from a different perspective.
Yeah. So, okay. So for the event, I just want to ask you, I just want to backtrack a little bit. So typically your event, people would come and then they would have their dinner or their dessert, and you would be blindfolded and without
Right.
vision, eating and enjoying dinner. But again, like you just said, this year I love all the different aspects of this that you're inviting people to engage in, as well as in supporting the organization. It's the Vision Beyond Sight, Friday, November 19th, 6 p.m., Embassy Suites, La Vista.
And to get more information on it, you can go to our website, which is www.outlookEN.org/VBS for Vision Beyond Sight.
Yeah, and people you can buy tickets. There are sponsorship opportunities. There are silent auction donations that you can make. And I assume closer to the event, will you have an online auction, or will it just?
We will. The auction, we are in the process of getting donations for items now. So if anyone would like to give to the online auction, they can reach out to Kim Belkovic. She is our fund development specialist, and she can work with you on if you're interested in being a sponsor, or if you're interested in making a donation for one of the auction items. She would be the go-to person for that. And then other options, there's a wide variety of options. The auction will go live, I believe, the Friday before, or the Thursday before the event. So people have an opportunity to go on and look at it and see what items are available prior to the day of the event.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Paulette, for joining me today. And it's just great. So great to learn more about the organization, what you do, who you help, the mission, and this upcoming event. I mean, any last words that you want to say?
Please join us. And if anyone, a family member, a friend, anyone who you think could utilize our services, please feel free to let them reach out to us. Or if you want some information for them, just call us and we will make sure that their needs are being met, and answer any questions you might have. And you can call our general number, which is 531-365-5051. Or you can visit our website again at outlooken.org. And we're more than happy to provide any help we can.
Yep. And there's so much, I'm on your website right now, and the upcoming events and the things that you offer, all the different things that you're offering. It's just amazing. And this event also supports you to continue to do that. So Paulette, thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here as always. So thank you for taking the time to meet with us.
You're welcome. And folks, we will be right back.